All right, guys, welcome back to Veterans View News Network. So for tonight, just kind of to jump right in and pretty much cover, we're looking at moving, kind of like I mentioned in a couple of my last videos. We're looking at Idaho, Texas, Tennessee. This particular video is going to be on the pros and cons, or the benefits and downfalls of moving to Texas. So just to kind of start right out here. So we got Texas. Texas is a very, very friendly, family-friendly state. Very strong communities. They're all about taking care of one another and looking out for one another. I do kind of remember seeing a little bit of that when I was stationed at Fort Hood, which is down in Killeen, Texas. So we're a big fan of that. Also, specifically for Texas, we're looking at going around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Much cheaper cost of living. Compared to where we are in California, Texas is a night and day difference. Your money goes so much farther in all aspects of your life. Housing, food, water, electric, gas, everything. Cheaper in Texas, and it's bigger in Texas. Your personal freedoms. And this is kind of a big one because California, it seems like every day, they just take a little bit more from you. You know, there's kind of that old analogy, you know, you put a dog on a long chain in the backyard, and every day you just take one chain link away. And before the dog knows it, the dog's got no chain left. And that's kind of what it really feels like is going on in California. Everybody who's willing to give an inch, and the government of California is going to take a mile. Texas, I mean, unless you're in Austin, the heart of Austin, where they're doing some really screwy stuff, Texas is all about your personal freedoms and personal liberties, which we're a big fan of. Texas is not growing at the same rate that the areas where we're looking at going to Idaho, or where we would look at going in Idaho, is growing. I think a couple of the reasons that may be Texas as a whole is growing. Texas also has a much larger geographic area, and there are quite a few large metropolitan areas spread out across the state of Texas. There's better job opportunities for my particular job in Texas. The best case scenario would be if we were to go to the San Antonio area, but San Antonio is not what we're looking at. Dallas-Fort Worth does have some, so we'll just kind of see what happens with that. There's less snow in Texas than there is in Idaho. My wife doesn't like the snow, or doesn't want to live in the snow, so that's a good thing. Here comes another one, kind of back to personal freedoms and personal liberty. Texas is very, very big on you as an individual have a right to not only defend yourself, to defend someone else, but also defend your property. Now, there are a lot of people who want to flip out, people talking about, you know, somebody shouldn't be able to inflict physical harm on somebody because somebody stole this from them or whatever. I don't care where anybody stands on that. All I'm saying is, for our particular case, I want to live in a place where I do not have to be fearful of protecting myself, my family, or my property. Myself and my family is obvious as to why I'd want to protect them. My property, I worked and made money to pay for that. And if somebody's going to steal it from me, that's not right. Plain and simple. So if that individual doesn't want to get physical harm, they should not be stealing somebody's property or messing with somebody's family. That seems pretty cut and dry to me. And the other thing, Texas has more robust and developed infrastructure than Idaho does. Texas has been growing population-wise over the last couple decades. Idaho, even though Idaho has been growing, Idaho has not been growing at the rate Texas is. And especially around the Boise area in Idaho, their infrastructure, even though it is coming in, it's coming in at a much slower rate. Texas already has that infrastructure in place, and they have been building with the growing that has been taking place. Now, let's go ahead and move into the cons of Texas. So we've got humidity. Personally, I don't care. I could live anywhere. I've lived in dry environments. I've lived in wet environments. I've lived in every probably type of environment you can live in. Humidity doesn't bother me. It bothers my wife. Bugs. A lot of bugs in Texas. When they say everything's bigger in Texas, they're also referring to the bugs. I remember the size of some of these things that we would see when I was stationed at Fort Hood, and it dwarfed the same exact bug which you would see in California. So that's no lie there. Texas is farther away from our family than Idaho is. So that's a con. The heat in Texas on average is a little bit higher than the average heat in Idaho. Weather, again, so tornadoes. Texas gets a lot of tornadoes. Now, not saying Idaho does not have natural disasters. They have fires, they have flooding. Pretty much every state has something in terms of natural disasters that'll occur. It's just a matter of you as the individual. Which natural disasters are you okay potentially living with? And then just kind of a last thing, negative. There is not as many outdoor opportunities in Texas compared to Idaho in terms of hiking and trails, and there's a lot less federal land that just sits there unused where you could just show up, go have a good time, and take off. So kind of with that, guys, kind of let me know, what you guys think. Anybody who lives in Texas, specifically the Dallas-Fort Worth area, let me know what you guys think. Or if you live anywhere around the Boise, Idaho area. And then my next video, I'm going to be covering the Nashville area in Tennessee. So if you guys know anybody or live anywhere in the Nashville area, and you guys want to, give me some input on what you guys think, I'd greatly appreciate it. As always, as my channel's still growing, like I tell you guys, if you could please hit the like button. Every like I get tells YouTube this content is something somebody would at least somewhat want to watch or want to partake in, which is great. And then also subscribe to my channel. I'm releasing content every single day. I've got my upload schedule on the About section on my channel page. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing is alternating days. So starting Monday through Sunday, I'm going to be alternating between personal news and then national news. And then Sunday is going to be a weekly recap where I incorporate personal news and national news. So once again, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.